What if my life never becomes extraordinary? Lately, this question has been showing up everywhere, on 15-second short videos, in inspirational posts, or even in everyday conversation. We're growing up in an era where the pressures to become extraordinary weighs heavily upon the shoulders of young people. We are requested to succeed at 25, wake up at 5 a.m., or even turn our life into a magical story. Somehow, self-improving never feels freeing again, but it has slowly turned into the race of validation. The most worrying thing isn't that question itself, but that we have started to fear our own selves. I used to be that way too. I used to live as if I were a product that needed to be carefully edited before being displayed to the whole world. Maybe talk a little bit less, tone down the excitement, and most importantly, don't be so sensitive. My particular trait is sensitivity. I can remember for a very long time the way someone hesitated before saying, "I'm okay." An offhand remark may linger in my head longer than the way it does with the person who said it. That may sound poetic, but until you realize, it makes me feel lost in the crowd. I remember once, everyone was discussing the newest TikTok trends online. Then I excitedly brought up an intense table tennis match. I was filled with excitement until somebody laughed and said, "You actually watch table tennis? Seriously? That's like something the old guys in my neighborhood would watch." Honestly, you're so low-tech, dude. Everyone laughed along. I did too, but that was the kind of laugh to cover my embarrassments. After that day, I started to stop talking about the things I like. I made myself smaller from the world, and I learned to actually laugh things off instead of speaking my own emotions. Especially, I also try to be the most easygoing version of myself. In the midst of those restless, self-questioning days, I came across Anne Shirley through the series Anne with an E. For the first time, I saw myself in a little red-haired girl who lived a whole century ago. Anne talks too much, dreams too much, and feels everything too deeply. She was always seen as someone who is simply too much. But what truly woke me up was this. Anne never made herself smaller just to fit into the box society had made for her. Anne said, "In my maturity, I've come to the happy evolutionary opinion that I'm unusual, and I embrace it." I suddenly realized the problem was never that I was too different. It was that I had spent far too much time trying to be easy to accept. So why does this matter in the global world? The global world isn't just about us sharing the same internet or speaking a common language. It's a world where people from vastly different cultures have to learn to live together. And in that context, what the world lacks isn't more perfect people. It's souls sensitive enough to truly understand others. The sensitivity I once saw as a weakness turned out to be a kind of superpower for connection. Because I feel things deeply, I can sense a friend's loneliness even when they're still smiling. Because I think things through. I always try to see as many issues from many angles before judging someone who's different from me. Maybe not everyone's are born to be fireworks display blazing across the high sky. Some people are just small and quiet lives, barely noticed by anyone, but still bright enough to guide someone through the darkest moment. I'm Linh, 14 years old from Phú Secondary School. I'm standing here not because I'm the most perfect person, but because I'm brave enough to not dim my own light, just to fit into the world. Understanding and compassion are the two things I want to bring to EF Challenge 2026. Because this world doesn't need another copy. It needs people who are truly unapologetically themselves. Thank you for listening to me.